Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Fivers Futures live trading session. My name is Dave. I'll be your host today, and let's get right into it. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you're watching us from. Let me know in the chat. We have a poll going on today. Let me know how you're feeling. Are you feeling bullish? Are you feeling bearish? Or you have no idea what's going to happen? I'd like to know. Let me know in the chat. Hello to everyone who is here. I see MKC 1995 is in the house. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back. Good to see you again. And then, as you guys see here, I have the Trading World Championship pulled up. You know this is going on right now. Go up, go ahead, hurry up. I mean, go register fast. The link is in the description because registration are closing very soon. Remember, you can win cash prizes, free accounts, and everything. And when you go and register, by the way, you're going to put your name, your country, email, etc. You want to choose the correct side, which is the futures side. All right. For this team here. Oh, man. Wait, I didn't even see that. We're sold out. Is this right? I need to ask, are we already sold out? We sold out all our positions? Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Man, if this is correct, I need to check this out. If this is correct, then you guys have been doing a great job registering. Let me ask internally really quick if all the future side has been sold out. Let me know. I'll let you know in a few. But anyways, guys, go register for the trading competition right now. All right. And then you can also enter your predictions. We'll have predictions coming on. Here's the schedule. Let's check it out. From June 8th to June 19th, we have the contest, $20,000 in cash prizes, right? So you're going to climb up the leaderboard and see whether or not you can be the winner. And then from June 11th to July 19th, to June 19th, to July 19th, we'll have the World Cup predictions. This is where you can go down here and make your predictions on games, right? And win. And then from June 22nd to 25, we will have the 1 versus 1 battles. If you don't know what that is, go back. We made a video recently on the live where I battled 1 versus 1 with another trader. All right. So that's what we'll be doing. You can be battling against me to win, possibly, and show off your trading skills. And we'll be doing everything live. So there's a bunch of prizes up for grabs. We have 50K accounts, we have 25K accounts to give away. We have cash prizes, so make sure you go and register. All right. So let's let me refresh this because this can't be sold out. There we go. Okay. There you go. Go choose the right side, go choose the future side. Sign up for the Trading World Championship. Let's get into the charts. All right, so I have the MNQ pulled up right now. We're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna do the planning together. Okay, so looking at the daily chart here, this was yesterday, where I had the pleasure of trading alongside Victor and Alejandra, who's gonna be a regular on the show starting this week. She'll be back tomorrow. Yesterday, what did we get? Well, you see my opening range boxes. Yesterday, we had a significant drop here, about 136 points, if I remember correctly, and then a nice recovery. Now, of course, I shorted these lows, got stopped out. We pulled back, and then I went long around this zone here, all the way up to about VWAP. And then I thought we might get another, move down. I was debating it. My gut was telling me that this was going to continue to squeeze all day. And fortunately, it did. And I did catch the rest of the move around after the live around here. for a continuation to the upside. I didn't catch all of that. Tagged out around this red wick here for a nice little win and a recovery of the losses. So we're gonna see what the day brings today. We have Ratan067. How you doing? How you doing? Welcome back. Did you register for the Trading World Championship? Go ahead and do that right now. By the way, guys, I have music playing. Do you hear it or not? Let me know. Uh, awesome, awesome. And where are you watching us from, Ratan? All right, we are starting to sell off a little bit here. We have a nice consolidation up here. Nice. Glad to know you registered. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna pull up. So here's what I have for you guys right now. The NQ, looking at it on the weekly chart, and then we're gonna have the ES below here. We opened the week green. We were slightly red this morning, just 0.7%, 0.17%. And then now looking at it, let me just drop down to an hourly chart. So what I'm looking at right now is comparing, okay, today's session to yesterday's session. So we went up, went right back down. Let me make this bigger. Found some buyers at these levels, right? And now the point of control is acting as resistance. So now what we want to find out is, okay, are we going to be able to find buyers again, or is this going to be a shorting opportunity? So this is what we want to look at. We're getting some selling here. We have news coming out at around 10 a.m. So India, nice. Um, So we'll have to watch out for the news, but some areas that we are definitely interested in for buys would be around that 30,000, call it 30,400 area, right? So that level is going to be interesting to me, and then definitely this point of control area right here around the 30,500. So call it 100 point range is going to be my first levels of interest. So let's switch back to our platform. Let's put this on a 15-minute chart, and then let's put our levels in. So yesterday, point of control was 30,470. We had a point of control at around 30,400. So that's definitely going to be a level I'll be looking at today. Let me get these out of the way. Don't need these lines anymore. All right, so the first thing we're doing right now is gathering our levels. Where are we looking to interact, right? So this level right here, around 30,400, is a possible area where we might be interested in interacting. Now we have to keep in mind that there's a significant amount of liquidity here, so we need to be careful. We won't need this anymore. Let me pull up my point of control right here on top. So point of control there would be 30,538. So we'll put the upper one here, 30,538. Oh, okay, right where our level was. All right, so we don't even need this here. Don't need this point of control here. So honestly, we're going to see what happens in this area. We had a little bit of consolidation here. So what we're trying to find out as setups, okay, based on the price action is this a range that's developing, right? Longer term, is this a range where the market is trying to determine if it wants to continue to go up or continue to go down? What would that look like? Well, we would have price pushing lower, going to retest these levels. We retest, we go higher, we retest these levels, we pull back maybe halfway, we go higher, we retest these levels again, and then we get sold off, go back into the middle. So if we're moving sideways, this is what's going to happen, and that can continue for multiple days. That would be your sideways type of consolidation where we are, rounding a top and then trying to pull back lower. If that's not going to happen, if we're going to continue to push higher, what you're looking at is probably, a push lower. We find buyers finally step in probably around this pocket around here. which is where we're looking to interact. Call it 30,400, and I'll put my point of control line here. And then, we push higher, recover maybe VWAP, and then continue and go test those higher levels. And we would probably form a bullish structure, pulling back over this consolidation. And we would, somewhat continue like that. Now, if the move is constructive, if it's not as sharp as this one, then we might continue clearly to the upside. We'll see. We've had a lot of uncertainty when it comes to Iran. So I think money is continuing to rotate into tech. Um, the whole AI theme. So we'll see if we continue to move here. But for now, my levels of interest are around these levels. I don't see a clear trend. We had a clear trend yesterday. You guys know I like to mark my trends. So the trend got really tight around here. We completely dropped. We've had a sharp uptrend here, but it's not really relevant at the moment. Well, actually, I see a little bit. I see something right there. So you guys know I like to use my lines to find the levels of the trend. The trend tells us the speed of the price, at which speed the price is moving. And then I like to make a comparison between running, walking, and sprinting. So for example, here the price was sprinting, right? Right around here, price was sprinting up. You can't sprint forever. So you have to slow down, you have to calm down. Well, we sprinted back downwards. Well, you can't sprint this way forever. We sprinted here again, and now we're kind of walking, right? We've slowed down, but we're again accelerating to the downside. So when the price makes a sharp move to either direction, we could call that sprinting, meaning we're running very fast, and we'll get out of breath very fast. So the price is going to have to slow down rather quickly, right? Now, this whole move continued throughout the day, but it wouldn't be able to continue forever. So what we want to see is, okay, are we sprinting, running, or walking? If we are walking overall, that can continue for a decent amount of time. And if we're running, well, it's in between running and sprinting. So that's what I like to look at when I look at trends is, okay, how fast is the price moving? And we know that price likes to move in and out of channels, right? The price likes channeling. So right now we're inside this channel here, and where the speed of price and the levels interact is where we like to, pick our spots. So yesterday, for example, if I could copy this, we had a channel here where the price was kind of running, right? So let's say call it right here. And then what happened? Well, I don't have the lines anymore. So what happened? Well, we were forming a structure inside this channel, and then we broke out of it. We broke out. We found our buyers here at this level around 30,300, which is similar to where they were buying before, around here the prior day. So that's your first reference. Also, remember, support becomes resistance, resistance becomes support. If we drag this all the way to here, what happened? Well, all these levels were previous resistance levels that became support levels. So we could, pull it a little bit lower. So what we're looking at is, okay, where did we have support levels yesterday? Where did we have resistance levels yesterday and the day prior? And this is where we're looking to interact. So basically, if I could make some, circles, well, we're looking to probably interact around here. We're looking to interact around possibly this level, right? And then if we push further down, well, we're looking to interact at previous pockets of support and resistance. So around here. Now, why do I like to interact with pockets? Well, what you need to see is if price pushes down, let's say the price pushes down here, reclaims and continues to move lower, where was the next level of resistance? Well, it was a small resistance right here. So the first area where the traders would be front running would be here, right? So if we're going to get a sharp recovery after a move down, it most likely going to be here. Let's compare that to The previous levels. All right, wait, give me a second. Yeah. So we would interact here. Now, the second area where we would possibly interact is where there's liquidity, where orders are sitting and waiting, stops. So we would push down to here. Now, if we're able to do a sharp recovery and move back up, so let's say we interact here, all right, we move, push lower, somewhat like that. We push into this. This is the first level where we would be able to interact. Now, if we're not able to hold here, well, we're pushing lower. And if we are pushing lower, then that's going to be a pretty interesting move. And the next area we would be looking at would be here, right? And if we look at all these intervals and we measure them, we could guess and say these are probably going to be between 50 to 100 points. Let's measure. So between this level and this level, come on, about 80 something points between this level. By the way, these are the point of controls. So areas where the most volume has been interacted, about 70 plus. So that's what we're looking at, 80 to 100 points between each level. So let's see what happens, and we'll determine our positioning there. By the way, guys, we're going to look at gold. We're going to look at oil. We're going to look at the ES and everything. Let me know if you guys have anything in particular you want me to look at. So we could take some live trades together. So right now, this is what we're looking at for the Nasdaq. Now let's switch over to gold, and then we'll go back to the ES. Okay, so zooming out, let me reset the chart. This is your daily chart. Let me switch to gold 1 second up there. This way I could have my levels. Let's pull it up here. All right, we're about to look at gold right now. So let's do this. Okay, we're looking at gold. By the way, guys, remember the contract has changed from GCM 2026 to GCQ 2026. Okay, so we've changed from the June contract to the August contract. So make sure if you're on Black Arrow, you choose the correct contract. So you do that by placing space bar, and then you select either GC or MGC. Go to futures, and it's going to tell you what the current contract is, which is MGCQ 6. So choose the correct one. Okay, this is a daily chart. Let's go back to trading view and see where we stand on gold. Now I'm going to zoom out just to get a higher time frame view. So this is your weekly chart, right? And we are trying, as we could see here, to make somewhat of, we've been trying to make somewhat of a recovery. Last week, we interacted with this level, call it 4,400, right? We found some buyers again at 4,477. Now let's zoom in to the 4-hour chart to see where we're at. We're trading below the 200-point moving average. And I've said many times that, to me, liquidity is sitting down here. Liquidity is sitting, of course, that is longer term, between this, call it 44,390, 44,375, all the way to 41,34, at least in the shorter term. So we're talking the next few days, right? Good morning, IG6207. Welcome back. We're doing a quick analysis on gold. So this would be, for your overnight longer term holds. Now, we're trying to recover here, right? And we could see a slight trend. I could see a slight trend, and I'm going to see if you guys maybe see it as well. So the trend, let me put this yellow. Okay. And I'll put this on an hourly chart. And what I like to do is switch to a line chart. This way it's clearer. And let me get my SMA out of there, my VWAP out of there. This way you don't have to see too many things. So we're looking at the peaks, right? And we'll do it from... People like to do it from peak to peak. It's, again, trading is art and science. I like to look at the consolidation of multiple candles. Now, this was resistance. Resistance becomes support. So next we had this become support and this become resistance. So we could keep moving lower, push this lower. All right. So what is happening here is the peaks are stepping down. That's what I wanted to show you. We had a peak here, peak here, peak here, peak here, and we keep stepping down. So honestly, shorter term, I think the fastest way is down. All right. Let's go back to our candles. Shorter term, I think we probably need to go retest these lower levels. That doesn't mean it's going to be just a single move down like that. We could push lower, test these levels, pull back up, retest this prior pocket, move down, maybe find some liquidity here, pull back up, and then continue lower like this. So the fastest, the easiest route, let's call it, to me is down, right? Now, intraday, let's just zoom in a little bit more, 15-minute. Intraday, right now, we should be looking at this area right here, right? Looking at, call it, and this is an interesting number. 4,500 is a very interesting whole number. So today, what we want to do is, if you were not short already, you want to wait and see what happens around the $4,500 area. Are we able to push into it, find buyers, move up, retest, and continue higher, and go retest these levels for that would be a quick intraday scalp? Are we able to do that? The next thing you want to watch out for is, okay, when you come into these levels, right, do you hold and push lower, retest, and continue to the downside to go and test lower levels of liquidity? So that's what you want to be looking at today. And I'm actually going to leave these scenarios here so we can go back to them later on during the session and find out, okay, what happened, what played out today during the trading session. So that would be your bullish scenario. We'll put it in green. And that would be your bearish scenario. We'll put that in pinkish red. I don't want to put it red. So that's what we're looking to find out. The other scenario we always have to keep in mind is that things could move sideways. Well, what does sideways look like? Well, we don't get much of a move. We push higher, we pull into that, we think we're going to go lower, we don't. We push higher, we think we're going to, touch these levels, we don't. And then we kind of, don't go anywhere. That is totally a possible scenario, and that would go in yellow. All right. So these are the possible scenarios you're looking at today. I'm going to leave this here. So we'll see, depending on how the market reacts. I think this level is interesting. Now, if we don't even touch these levels and we blast through the upside, well, you're probably looking at a break of these highs, right? Do we go test liquidity up there? Let me put this like this. Do we go test liquidity up there and push lower? Well, we'll find out. We'll find out once the market opens. Okay, I want to know Transformer 97229 and IG 6207. Did you register for the trading competition? And are you liking did you like the video? So remember, you can go to the Fivers. We have the Trading World Championship going on right now. You scroll down and sign up here, name, country, email, and make sure you choose the future side, because the future side is the best side. And sign up for, well, oh, you like my background? This is a nice background. Nice. I have those backgrounds that change every day. This is a cool background. I didn't see that. Okay, so that's what we're looking at on gold. Right now, we're going to switch over to the ES. Okay, we're seeing some buying here on the Nasdaq about 4 minutes from the open. Oh, sorry, that's the ES. Okay, that's what I was confused about. Yeah, we're definitely seeing some buying on the NQ. Okay, we're gonna see how this behaves once we open and pick our spots. Let me get my stuff ready here. We have news coming around 10. So job openings, we'll see how the market reacts to that. Okay. So switching over, everybody said gold. So I gave my take on gold. We'll see how we react once the market opens. Getting my stuff set up there. So we're about 3 minutes from the open. Get my brackets ready. All right, perfect. Let me get a buy order. I want to see the points. And I actually don't want to buy two at once. I want to buy one at once. All right, awesome. Risking 50 points. Okay, so we're reacting right now on the Nasdaq to these previous levels, and we seem to be breaking them. So this is interesting. We want to break them. So now maybe we want to go and interact. So if we break this, maybe we want to go and interact with these levels right here. Now I have a level here around 3600 round. So we'll see. We'll see what happens once we reach these levels and try to determine our entries and exits. You guys know I like to trade the opening range. So we'll see what setups we can find. So IG 6207 and Transformer 97229. Let me know. Did you register for the trading competition already? If not, please go ahead. This is your chance to show off your skills and win big. So let's do that. Let's get it. All right, we're about 2 minutes from the market open right now, and we're going to see what setups we can take. So we'll see what happens on the Nasdaq, and then once that happens, we'll determine whether or not. Oh, you're a complete newbie. Nice. What do you trade mostly? You're trading. How long have you been trading IG 6207, and how long? What assets do you trade mostly? So about 1 minute from the open, let's wait and see what happens. Drink some water. I should have some background music on this thing. All right. Market is open. Let's see the reaction. Whoa. Wow, that is a sharp down move. How many points was that? That was 50 points. All right, sellers are entering aggressively here. Gold pushing lower. Let's look at gold. Put gold on the 1 minute chart. Gold pushing lower here. Not the best area to risk off of, but I kind of want to take a momentum scalp on gold. I'm going to take a momentum scalp on gold, guys. All right, we're going to risk about 20 points on gold. Targeting VWAP. So we're going to see. We're going to see if momentum wants to take us to the downside or if I just shorted the bottom. We'll see. Ratan saying you mostly trade gold. All right, gold is never easy to trade to me. It's much easier to trade the indices just because gold consolidates a lot before it gives you, a specific move. Right now we're in the middle of the range, so it's not the best entry, but I just want to see if the momentum can carry us down with this open. If it doesn't work, it's fine. We'll reevaluate. But I think liquidity is mostly sitting around 400. I call it 4,500, 4,510. So we'll see what happens there. Let me look at, like, let's go back to the Nasdaq. All right, buyers stepping in. So we're still inside this channel. Let me make this bigger. We're still inside this channel, right? And I don't want to interact yet with the asset. We found some buyers at a previous level here. So we pushed higher. We found sellers right around this trend where we were, where we've been trending down for. So it's resistance here. We've pulled back. We've retested these prior highs. So right now it looks like, the sellers are really trying to push this lower. If they push this lower, we're probably targeting this $30,400 area. So let's see if that will be the case or not. I kind of want to let this build a little bit. And then let's take a look at our gold trade. Okay, so far we shorted the bottoms on gold. We'll find out. Put this on a 5-minute chart. This trade I'm just gonna let wait. Your better stop is probably above these highs if you want to give it a lot of room. But dollar terms, I'm risking 2 Rs with 20 points. So I don't want to risk more than 2 Rs. I just feel like this might need to move down before it needs to move up. But one thing to consider is that if we look at this whole move here, well, if we look at this whole move here, we are exactly at the 50% discount. So what gold might need to do before moving down is pull back right below here, at this resistance area, and then find sellers again to move down. But I just, I'm looking for a possible momentum move to the downside. If we don't get it, it's fine. So we'll wait and see what happens. Going back to the MNQ, we're pushing lower. Definitely pushing lower right now. So this is the level where I wanted to interact from. So what am I looking for here? What am I looking for to be able to enter the trade? Well, we push lower. What I want to see is some buying, right? And then a pullback. I want to see buying again at possibly a higher low. And then on that reversal here, I'll enter long. If I don't see that, the second option is what? We find buyers here. If we do find them, of course, and that's if I'm looking to go long. We go test the lower liquidity level here and then push higher, right? So let's see if we get that. If we get that, great, because this corresponds to, you see, I highlighted this level here. 30,471 was the point of control. So let's see if we get an interaction there. If we don't get an interaction there, then we'll have to reevaluate. And it will possibly mean that we need some short setups. And then I'll wait around 9:45. We'll get our opening range and kind of have a clearer view of where we can interact. So still pushing lower here. Let's look at the ES to see what we're doing. So interesting contrast here. As we're pushing lower on the Nasdaq, the ES has been holding these levels pretty well, right? So let me put a 5-minute chart here. Nasdaq has been pushing lower on the 5-minute, but the ES has been holding these levels, right? And I could see this little channel right here. We broke out of the channel, broke down, and then reverted from the channel. So the ES is looking better as far as the setup comes for longs because we broke out of this channel. So what we can look for possibly is a little pullback here above this pocket and a continuation to the upside. Now we want to be aware of, okay, what happens once we reach 70, you call it 76.06, 76.09. What happens there? Well, we'll find out. Let me look at the Dow, and I haven't looked at oil just yet. Second, guys. IG6207. You said you're a complete newbie. Please ask away. Let me know what you want to know, what you want to find out, what questions, what doubts you have, because that's why we're here. We do this for you guys. Okay, we're trying to find buyers here, but it's not working just yet. And as usual, I'm being super patient here with the indices. Wasn't patient with gold just because I thought we could possibly get a momentum short. So we'll see. All right, buyers stepping in right now at VWAP where we were long yesterday. Here's the thing I want to look at. I'm going to switch this for a second. I want to look at the order flow. So I don't have it on this platform, but I want to see it on this one. I want to look at the order flow, and then I'll show you the order flow as well. So this is the order flow. We're going to look at how are buyers and sellers interacting here on the NQ. We put this up. Okay. So anywhere you see deeper red lines is where we have a large number of orders. I mean, that thing keeps going off screen. Okay. And then let me make this chart bigger. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So we're still pushing sideways. I don't see any large limit orders just yet. Everything looks kind of green, and then this is your volume bars. Okay, so we're seeing limit orders here around the 30,450, 30,460 area. Large orders here. So we want to see, okay, can they hold this level? They have it at the 30,000. Large, a lot of large orders here, pushing lower, volume rising. So this is definitely an area of liquidity. Yes, I use previous days highs and lows, but I'm mostly looking at um, the range formed during the first 15 minutes of the chart. Now I have the highs and the lows marked already on the chart. Man, look at the number of orders here. They're trying to hold this up. This is what that tells you. So around 4,300 is where they're trying to hold it up, and you see a large amount of volume. You see the volume rising here. That means they're trying to hold this up. So what we can expect or could expect is a possible sharp move to the upside, pull back, and then we continue up. If that doesn't happen, if that fails, then we're definitely pushing lower, and we'll look for short entries there. So that's what I wanted to see. Now let's switch over to our other platform, and we're back. Okay. So IG 6207. Am I still holding the gold trade? Yeah, I'm holding the gold trade. Again, I'm not panicking and I'm okay with taking losses. This is just information. Where is it? MGC. It's not a correct contract. Where's my gold trade? Wait, I'm on the wrong screen. All right, let's go on this screen. Where's my gold trade? There we go. Yeah, the thing is, if you're risking, so I'm risking 2 Rs, risking $200, just to find out, can we push lower? And my stop is exactly where you would want to short this asset. But I wanted to try and see, okay, can we get a momentum short? I'm not panicking there. I want to see what happens because gold has a tendency to kind of move sideways a lot. We might get a quick recovery. We might get something like this, where it stops me out, but that's totally fine. My risk is really tiny and it's really under control, so it's not a problem. Let's go back to the NQ. All right, you see what I was talking about? We found some buyers here. Okay, and we're going to look at the opening range. So I'm going to mark the opening range for you guys, and then we're going to look at what we're trying to find out. Do I look at highs and lows? Yes, I do. I did. I'm going to talk to you about that. But the first thing I need to find is an entry, right? And this is enough for me to find an entry and exit. And we've zoomed out and looked at the levels. So I already have enough information for my entries and exits. Okay, so this is the range. Let's measure the range. The range is about 150 points. So that's a pretty wide range for the Nasdaq. It's good. It's constructive. So now, what are you looking at? Well, what is the price telling you? We have sold off. We are under VWAP. VWAP is volume weighted average price. This is the average price they've been paying since the more or less the opening of the session. I have it anchored there, and we're trading below it, which means we're trading at a discount. What happens when we're trading at a discount? Well, when people hear discount, sometimes they want to buy. So, okay, we want to find out, do they actually want to buy? Yes, they want to buy. We move sharply on a down move here. We saw some volume coming in. If this is a store, a supermarket, that means they're starting to buy. Okay, perfect. That's our first indication. We're pushing to the upside. But guess what? We are trading below this little pocket here. And by the way, this is a 1-minute chart. So we're looking to take very specific entries here. We're trading below this area here. So we want to find out, okay, can they push above this? Yes, so far they're pushing above this. All right, no problem. Eventually, anybody who bought here is going to have to sell. We just want to find out, where are they going to sell? Are they going to sell below the discount? That means there's not a lot of strength. So for example, if they sell here and they sell here, well, the probability is probably to the downside. But if they push the asset higher, which is what they're doing, they test these levels, they pull back, and they stay above this previous pocket and above this previous pocket right here, which were areas of support and resistance here, then the probability that we can continue to the upside is higher, right? So this is very nitty-gritty, very zoomed in. Now, since you asked about prior highs and prior lows, well, let's zoom in. Let's go to the, for example, daily. Let's just mark these out. I'm marking them out for you. So prior low, and then prior high. We're still inside yesterday's range. And if you want, we could even mark, some people mark those, the open and the close. We'll put them in a dotted line. So right now we're trading above the close. What does that tell you? It tells you that, well, probability is so far more to the upside. Let's zoom into the hourly chart. So what has happened? We've pulled back, we've moved up sharply. If I move this away, we've pulled to this prior pocket here, which I think I talked about today, which was this point of control right here. So right now, the probability is more towards the upside so far. Let's put the opening range back. Okay, so the low of yesterday was this. The open of yesterday was this. We traded right back into the open, and now we're trading higher. And then this level here, which let me put my box in pink. All right, this is our opening range, 1 minute chart. So now we've traded into yesterday's, this was the open, this was the close. We've traded into yesterday's close, and we're pushing higher. Now we're above VWAP. So this is information. So all we're looking for now, since our bias so far is long, is somewhere to enter, right? Now we could panic and enter here, but that's not what we want to do. We want to see a few scenarios. What is scenario one? The scenario one is the least bullish one. The least bullish scenario is what? We pull back, we retest these lows, and then we go to the upside. That's the least bullish one. The next bullish one is what? We test the prior highs here, and then we pull back into the 50% or this previous pockets. That is more bullish than the previous one. That's the second possible entry. A third entry is what? Is we blast through, we go way up, we're not able to catch it, we go way up into past this opening range, right? We get out of the range, and then we pull back up somewhere above the range, so somewhere above here, right? And then we continue higher. That is even more bullish, right? Why? Because everybody is willing to pay more for the asset. So far, our bias is more bullish than bearish. And now you just have to wait and see, okay, this scenario that you had planned out in your head, does this happen? Now, the thing with trading live is you're making a lot of commentary, et cetera, you're bouncing around, but this was a great entry, right? This is already 75 points in your favor. So this would have been great. I don't have my volume here. All right, let's put volume back. So now we just have to wait. Now we're retesting these previous levels. And back in the day, when I would see an asset run away from me like that, I would be panicked. I would, get FOMO, and I still do sometimes. But now you just wait. Why? Well, guess what? If you enter long right here, you're risking 124 points. It doesn't make sense. You want to wait for a pullback to enter long. Now, if your idea is that, no, this is not going to go up, it's going to go down, well, you're in the territory where it makes sense. Of course, that is if you were going to go short. You are entering the territory where you could risk off of. You could risk off of this. But right now, the shorts are not winning because this is just moving sharply to the upside. And this movement also tells me that, okay, my gold trade doesn't make much sense. And the gold trade right now is an area where I could say, all right, now I probably want to, since I'm wrong on the short, I probably want to flip my position and go long. Go long until we retest there. Why? Because the indices and this has showed me that I am wrong, and I'm risking a very tiny amount. This is 50 bucks. This is nothing at all. So I could flip my position. I'm going to wait before I flip it, but I could totally flip it there, right? But knowing gold, it has to consolidate before it does what it does. So I'm just going to leave it here. I'm willing to take a 2R loss on this one. All right, so we're still pushing up. Let me look at the ES. All right, ES reacting sort of how we thought. So now it's a matter of waiting. You could, if you're expecting a pullback, you could take, a quick move to a quick short, possibly to the downside when it gives you a sign that it wants to do that. But so far, bulls are buying. Now we're getting to the upper end of the range, which is here. And we want to see, okay, what happens there? And then we take our position. So again, mentioning prior day highs, prior day lows. I mean, do you need that? Sure, it's a possible target. Once you enter here, let's say we get the pullback we want. We get this pullback here, buyers step back in. Well, the prior day high is a possible target, but you need to know your average true range. So how much does the asset move per day? And then you measure from here to here. Is that possible? Let's measure. It's about 191, 90, yeah, 190 points from here. How about from the bottom? Because a lot of people bought here. It's about 260 points. Okay, that makes sense. Why? Because the Nasdaq will move 300, 350 points in a day these days. So it makes sense. So now that Nasdaq is showing us that it's pretty bullish. Now, this would be your ORB setup right here. You could, that's what they advertise online. They tell you, take this break. You could take the break and then risk the low. Okay, you could do that. And sometimes I do it. I enter one long here, and then I'll wait for a pullback to enter. I mean, one contract long, and then I'll wait for a pullback to enter the second contract. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to wait for a pullback to go long. And we're just patiently waiting, guys. We don't have to go crazy and enter our position right away, right? What we want to do is wait for a pullback, whether it happens here or above or later. We wait for a pullback, and we saw some increased volume here, which is an interesting sign. You wait for your pullback. Let's say you get it here, and you wait for, I don't know if you guys watch Lance Brightstein, but he talks about the right side of the V. So you wait for the asset to start moving up, and then you buy, right? You don't want to catch a falling knife. Why? Well, let's say this morning you wanted to go long. You wanted to go long, and then you started scaling in. Well, guess what? It gave you many signs. It could have been here. It could have been here. Could have been here. Every time we got a green candle. But you want to see, one, maybe two, maybe three green prints before you enter in if you don't want a headache of a trade, right? It depends on your psychology, how you manage your trades, etc. But it all depends on you. Anyways, that was a long-winded answer for IG 6207. But I hope I answered your question here. And if you have more, please let me know. I will be happy to answer them. We could enter a momentum short here, possibly, because that's where I expect the pullback to start from. This is looking pretty strong, though. So I don't really want to fight the trend. We are at the previous highs. All right, let's enter. I kind of want to take the momentum short just to illustrate. Wait, what account is this? Got the wrong account. All right, now we're good. One. Whoa. We could enter a momentum short and then target, the middle of the range. And then it would be a tight stop, risking 2R. That's basically a one-to-one trade. We could do that. But we're fighting the trend. So that's not a great trade. That's a pretty risky one. And it's about to be 10 o'clock. So Let's see what we get. Buyers are really stepping in. So the fact that I'm shorting this and buyers are just not letting go, that tells me that, okay, the long side is probably the right side. Risking about 100, yeah, 200. Call it 2R, 177. But sometimes I don't wait for it to hit my stop. If you know this candle and then the next candle doesn't move in my favor, then I'm wrong on the trade because this is a scalp. This should work almost instantly. Like it shouldn't take more than a minute or two to work. This is not a. This is not. See, I already know I'm wrong here, right? So do I need to take a full stop? Well, not necessarily. So I'll stop here. Boom. Close the trade. We lost $100 on that one. It's confirming. We tried to short here. It's confirming. And I remember I told you guys earlier, guess what? And I actually want to scale in. Let me scale into my long. So we got the pullback. Let's scale into the long. One contract at a time. We'll get, this might be again, this might be the rejection and we need a deeper pullback. So we're scaling in now. Because I want to, if this is going to continue higher, I'd like to possibly hold this for maybe an hour or two and get multiple contracts, not just one. You see, now it's taking off. We'll see if that continues or if this is just a liquidity grab. And then you see that gray line here is my cover point. So basically, if the asset goes back to here, I'm break even. So that's the beauty of not risking a lot, especially when you're starting to, scale in, starting to enter the market. This way, it's easy to go back to break even and recover your losses. Now, again, I might have bought the top, but that's totally fine. Why? The thing is, I'm expecting to get a pullback. What I don't know is this pullback going to be above? So all the way up here, pull back to here, because there was huge volume here while this moved up, which is part of the reason why I decided to scale in. And then I did the test. I'm like, okay, if we short, are we going to continue to the downside? We didn't, at least right now in the short term. So what I don't know is this pullback going to be here, up there? Is this pullback going to be down here? What, I don't know. So now we're scaling in. We've waited. We got the first pullback. And we're waiting. We might get a sharp down. Oh, man. Sharp down move. Oh, there's news. I forgot. There is news. Well, let's find out if we're on the right side of the news. I should have a protective stop. Okay. Well, now you know, guys, you could trade during the news. I don't recommend it. How many points is that? 14 points. I don't necessarily recommend it, especially if you're a newer trader, because you could have sharp moves. Let's see, what was the news? What came out? Where's the news? Okay, job openings 7 million. Oh, wow. That means there's a lot of jobs being open in comparison to the estimate. So the estimate was 6.8. It's at 7.6. Interesting. That's kind of positive. Let's see if they're going to sell the news or not. I kind of want to wait for this news to digest a little bit before um before I hold this trade for longer. So if we don't get a sharp move soon, I'll probably get out. Let's check out our gold trade in the meantime. Well, gold trade, we're about 3 points in profit on the short. And they've started scaling in here. Still holding gold. All right, we're not going to get the sharp move I wanted, so I'm just going to wait to see if we get an actual pullback. So only lost $4 on that one. So the news will change the dynamic of the asset a little bit. Now, again, previous levels of resistance, we're pulling back. I just want to see if we can get a deeper pullback, right? So do we get a pullback towards 30, call it the 500s or the 400s? So we'll see. That's what I want to see. But this might run without me as well. I hear my doorbell ringing. Somebody is at the door.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good, good. And you?
I'm good. I'm good. A different setup today in a different country, different city, different house.
Nice, nice, nice.
So I am just getting myself logged in.
No problem. Take your time.
I am starting to see that with the dollar, I gotta remember my password.
No problem. Take your time.
That with the dollar, they have changed their position. With silver, they have just barely changed their position. It's not a full-on buy signal just yet. We still need to close above certain levels, and I will get that set up in 2 seconds. Got to do my authentication token.
Got it.
ABC 123. No, I'm just kidding.
No problem. I see some questions here. You close your NQ trade waiting for a pullback. Yeah, I'm waiting for a pullback just because we had news. I wanted the sharp move to happen. And if it runs away without me, well, it runs away without me. It's fine. But yeah, I'm waiting for a deeper pullback, right? Because we didn't blast through like I expected. And we're just kind of hovering here around previous levels of resistance. Is where you have to look left on the chart. So we're right around here, right below this pocket here. So I would prefer to see a deeper pullback before I enter long. But if we don't get it, we don't get it. All right, we have Jane here. Let me try something actually. Let's see. Oh, nice. I'm trying a new layout.
I closed out my layout by mistake. So
Right.
then
Oh,
I
okay.
opened up this one. I don't know how I got this one actually. And so now I like the transition. Very nice, very nice. So
Yeah, we're
now
trying to make
we've
it
got
better.
NQ futures. I like the fadeaway. Um, but I'm not one to use this. So I'm in the process of changing. Oh, see, look. Apparently I can
Removing
duplicate that.
these.
But let's see, can I change the symbol? I did a pop out, okay. So NQ, yeah, it looks like it's wanting to grind higher there. How about we go to the
Yeah,
micro?
we've been grinding. It's probably gonna run away without me now. I have Pravin saying for future trading, which candle do you check before entering? Well, you're gonna check whatever candle corresponds to the time frame you're trading at. I have a 1 minute chart pulled up just because I'm scalping, and usually I'll have a 5 minute or 15 minute on the right side, so that's what I check. But you can check whatever candle fits your trading style.
Let's put it there. Yeah, okay, so let's see if I get rid of this and I get rid of this. Let's redecorate my
No
screen.
problem.
There we go. Okay, not looking good. Yeah, see? So now with the Qs, right? You guys know I also check out what's going on with the indexes. So with the Qs over here, just for fun, let's see here as well.
I'm not
Boom.
going back yet. Sorry, I have a question here. Not going back yet, IG6207. I'm waiting for a better pullback, and it might take an hour to happen. Um, or it might run away without me. But what you don't want to do is chase, right? If it goes without me, it goes without me. But I don't see what I want to see yet to enter the trade. So I was in, and I could have held, but I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see, and I have no problem waiting. We have taken 0.75 R in losses, so that's very easy to recover from.
I need the drawing. That's what I needed. Let's go from here to here. So looking for this, yeah, to hold right here, 35.92. And target, we can see we hit the 23% over here. So looking for that to potentially close the gap on up to 745 over there. So that would correspond to a nice run up to here, almost right where I had it visualized before. Right there, 72 points. So my risk is not the best right here. 30 for 72, but that's 1 to 2. So I would prefer a 1 to 3. So if we come on,
That's what, that's about 80 points away, so totally possible on the NQ.
yeah, and for silver, so we bring this on over. So they have on the silver chart, they have this area right here where they're consolidating. It's not a big move one direction yet, but what's really caught my eye is on the dollar, where we can see over here, we can see they moved their area from down here, boop, up, right up here to 98.78. So they are still buying the dollar at the moment. So unless we
Let's
can get it
see. 98,
below
yeah.
98.75, then it's not going to drive the metals up, in my opinion. We still have the Strait of Hormuz with oil, so looking for that to continue. Right now, with everything, with the inverse indicators, just getting green skies ahead, really. Nothing showing me to the downside yet. We did have a nice pullback today. We also had 5 out of the 7, Mag 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, now it's 4. We just saw that Microsoft, no, who was the other one? It was Meta, Amazon, I think it was Meta that just went green on the day. Whereas, no, it was Tesla. Tesla was down. So Tesla had a nice little reversal. And so we're starting to see some of that move to the upside for the Qs for the Mag 7, pulling it up, which is going to help. If we see these move to the upside, we see Microsoft curl, it hit a 4 EMA. That's going to give us strength for the NQ as well. If we see the Mag 7s move back to the upside. So
Yeah.
we don't right? It's not just 7 stocks, but these 7 will lead the direction. I need to add on cues over here.
I mean, that's what's been, call it Nvidia and a couple others. That's what's been driving the market. I mean, I can remember where I read or heard that if you discount Nvidia and a few other of those tech stocks, the market has been basically neutral,
Yeah.
right? So that's what's been driving the market the whole time. So
Nasdaq
de-
ETF
definitely
without
what
Mag 7. Go ahead. Sorry. Just
no,
looking for.
definitely what we want to take into consideration if we're,
There we go. Green on the
trying to
day right now.
position. All right, pushing up.
Is it going to get stuck at our Camarilla right here?
Let's see.
I'm going to add on another and tighten my stop. Looking for that push all the way up there. Oh, where's the other? Oh, I need to add on a. See, I didn't use my bracket. Whoa! What'd I do? Okay, that's all right. There we go. Confirm. I want it up here. Where was I? Yeah, right there. That's perfect. Too much flashing over here.
Yeah,
Like
this is
strobe lights.
are you, it's like, are we in a nightclub or
Paint mode.
I've never been a fan of this
Text. Oh, that's better. You can paint the text instead of the
oh, okay.
background.
Nice.
That's not as obtrusive on your eyes. Like,
Yeah.
All right, so we'll put it right here, give myself just a little bit of profit no matter what. While I look up the ETF XMAG, which is the large cap, I want to see a Q's, I want to see a Nasdaq, yeah, QQQ ETF without MAG 7.
Actually,
Invesco.
let me ask AI.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
Without,
I could also go to no. Oh, that's not it. That's not it. Stock analysis
let's see what it says.
without Mag 7. Nuveen Nasdaq 100 dynamic. What is this?
Okay, so it's saying a bunch of them.
QQQX.
QQQE, it's equal weighted, not exclusionary.
Okay, I got taken out $15. That's all right. I can wait for it to come back. I can put a buy limit shift right here.
If you want Nasdaq minus might 7, there's no clean pure play here. XMAG excludes the 7th. That's S&P. So basically there's no ETF without the MAG 7.
7H asset allocation. Let me do it like this. Control, let's make that smaller so I can read more of this.
QQQE.
What if I put MAG 7? Magnificent 7 XMAG. Defiance large cap XMAG. MAG O, what is MAG O? 7 income blast ETF.
Whatever that is.
Fund aims to provide a combination of U.S. equity participation in the MAG 7 with income generation. It sounds like a covered call strategy.
Mm-hmm.
XMAG holdings. 25, no, not 25 holdings. 495, but I only want the 100. See, they don't want to do tech stocks without it.
Yeah, I mean, tech is driving the whole industry. That's why. I
Here we
mean,
go. I'm going to get in. All right, I'm in again. Let's go back. Put it down here. and take profit up here. I'm in just one this time.
All right.
Bought it
By
on
the
my
way, guys, I added to my gold short. We'll
nice.
see if I get follow through.
Okay, so this is XMAG.
No, not yet. I've been adding to the short, by the way.
Let's see.
I
Where's
want to
your
see
short
if
entry on it?
I want to see if it can push lower.
Defiance
Well,
large.
now I've kind of ruined my average price. It's at 40,
Whoop.
45.31. But I'm looking for it to go test the 4,500s. I could switch mine. Butterkeeper, long time no see. NQ is refreshing all-time highs every day as drinking water. Is this normal? And when will the bubble burst? If I could tell you when the bubble will burst, I
End of
would
the
be a
month, end
billionaire.
of June. I'm calling it end of June. Well, what I will tell you that's interesting is when we come to The Economist, the cover of The Economist, I usually look at this on Mondays. Okay, weekly edition. Go away. Go away. All right, let me bring this back to refresh, reset. There we go. The new shape of war, right? So it's a bright yellow color. What is yellow in soccer?
Yellow is how do I explain this? It's like you get a card, a yellow card, like
Yellow
you
card, right?
messed
Which
up.
is
Yeah.
more like it's like a penalty, right?
Yeah.
Timeout that you get.
Yeah,
So the
exactly.
last time that we had a yellow cover was back here February 21st. So then I went over here, me, Little Miss Detective. I went to a weekly chart for the SPY. I could do it on the Qs too, probably. Let's look. I didn't look at the Qs, so let's do it on the Qs. And came back. So that was February 21st. Yes. Let's hide some of my drawings here. Boom. Hide all the drawings. Thank you. All right. So February 21st, that brings us right here, which was sort of an inflection point. And then where do we go from there? Let's make this bigger. Make it easier.
Yeah, it's I'm struggling here.
Sorry. Is that better to see?
Yeah, I think that's better here.
Okay.
Before you continue, wait, I see he's saying please respond to my question if you're getting it. Which question? You said for futures trading, which candles do you check before entering? Is that the question?
Praveen?
I responded. I said I'm using 1 minute candles and looking at higher time frames, but it's all going to depend on, what your
Praveen,
flavor is.
and do you have a particular time frame that you trade, or are you an experienced trader, a brand new trader? Because
Yeah,
it depends on A, what the goal of your trade is.
exactly.
To look at it as long term, short term scalping. But like for me, when I'm in on a chart as looking for an entry, I look here. This candle came back to the 4 EMA. That's where I entered at the 4 EMA. My risk is going to be back down to the 8 EMA. So now I can move this on up over here to the 8 EMA. And if it pulls back, I'm following my risk tolerance. So does that make sense, Praveen?
Yeah, honestly, it's gonna depend, and I agree with James. It's the key question is what is your time frame? So for you guys to understand, for example, on the live, we have 2 hours. So the way I trade live with you guys is not necessarily the way I always trade. The idea is within 2 hours, I have to find a trade that makes sense. And sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. This is why we're trading very small time frames. So I'm trading using the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and then I'll bounce back and forth looking at the hourlies and 15 minutes just to find levels. Um, but if I'm swing trading, I'm not even gonna look at anything lower than an hourly chart. So it's really going to depend on what your time frame is. I know people who don't look lower than a daily chart. So it really depends on which time frame it is. And then
Yeah.
IG6207 is saying for scalping, which is the best time frame? The best time frame is the one that works for you.
Exactly. If you look, right, like this is a 5 minute and it's a mental battle too. I know that I want to use the 5 minute chart. If I was in a 1 minute, I could scalp right here and I could take it from here up to here. Look
Yeah.
at how it's somewhat hitting the 15 EMA as a support on the 1 minute. So I could say, okay, if I'm going to go into scalping, maybe I want to get in on the 15 EMA and look to see, which almost my stop, actually I'll put it at the 33 on the 1 minute. So we'll leave it here. It came all the way back down to this green one, I don't know, 161. They pulled it back there, so maybe they're going to take it all the way back down there again and use that as an entry. It's also noting, at least for me, I don't know about for you, David, but I'll note
Mhm.
to see what time frames it has, it plays out with certain EMAs. What
Mhm.
acts as support? We're watching right now, and it looks like this green line, 15 EMA, really acts as support. Now it's below. 1 minute to me is a mental battle. I don't like it.
Yeah, the 1 minute can be tricky. I have to say I'll use the 1 minute for my entry, but I'm really bouncing back and forth between the 5 and the 15. And again,
I shouldn't have given.
the higher time frame candles supersede the lower time frame candles, right? The only thing you need to know is that the changes go from start from within. So if we're going to see a reversal, it'll start happening on the 1 minute and then gradually go up to the other ones. But if you're looking at the trend, you should add much more weight to the higher time frames, right? But it's really going to depend on you, and you really have to try and see what works for you guys. It's hard to say.
And look at this. Oh, you know why? I did it again, David.
What did you do, Jane?
I'm like, why is it not going to take my stop loss?
What did you
You
do?
tell me what I did wrong.
Okay, you didn't enter your trade. You didn't execute.
I
Yeah, you
didn't
didn't
hit
confirm.
confirm.
That's what I'm telling you. I don't. I told you don't use. Well, I don't like to have the confirm thing. It's like once I hit the button, I want to be in.
Well,
But
I'm going to
hey,
have to move
to
it
each
down a
his
bit
own.
further, I think.
To each his own. I see somebody asking about the EMAs. Which EMAs are you using, and how do you use them for entries? So that one is for Jane because I don't use EMAs for entries. I just use them for references.
Right. So I will use, I mean, I've got the 4 EMA here that's pretty much it rode the 4 EMA. I want to get out, but I'm going to look for a retracement here, hopefully, because I forgot to confirm. I forgot to confirm my stop. I'm looking at it going, why? Thankfully, I'm in the simulator right now. Um, and I still, let's just go over here. I will also look to the cues to see what's going on for the 5 minute chart over here. And I'll see where that bigger money is. Okay, so the bigger money did sell over here. So I'm going to, well, let's see. Their bigger money levels here at 742. Hold on, let's come back here. 742.58. So I'm going to be a little bit more patient. I'm going to be a little bit more patient and bring it right here. My 33 is right there. Okay, it looks like, let's expand this over here. So it's bouncing off of the 15 AMA. I will buy one here. I doubled in because as long as it stays above this, they have not sold yet on the Qs. So as long as it stays above here, this could be a potential for it to continue to move potentially to the upside. But right now, this candlestick's going to be the one that either gets me out, which I think it will. And there you go, because I confirmed it. But now if it goes back, see now it's dancing around their entry.
Yeah. So, by the way,
But
guys,
I'm
we've been
still in
talking
one,
about looking for a pullback since this morning on the NQ.
right?
So that's starting to look like
Okay.
the type of pullback that I wanted. So let me just go back to my
Yeah,
chart
I
for a
got
second.
in.
You're in?
I'm still at a loss, but I'm going to give it a bit.
Okay. And
I'll
by the
bring
way,
it in.
Jane is taking very quick scalps in and out. For the person who asked, which which is the best time frame, here's the reference I can give you. I'm usually, if I'm scalping, I'm usually looking to hold the trade for at least 15 to 20 minutes at the very least. So if you're going to
I
be holding a
inverted.
trade for 15 to 20 minutes, you should be gauging your trade jumping from the 5 to the 15 to maybe the hourly chart, right? To kind of gauge where you stand on the trade. And then you're using the lower time frame to enter your trade. So for example, here, if I'm looking at this these two charts, this is the 1 minute on the left, this is the 5 minute on the right, and I could say, okay, I want to enter right here. Fine, I could enter right here, but I look at the 5 minute and I still have 2 minutes to go on this candle. So I want to wait and see, okay, where do we close on this one before I decide to enter on this one? I'm also looking at the volume. So you're kind of bouncing between time frames to determine where in where you might enter and where you might exit. Now, if we're looking at, so say for example, I had entered here on this candle this morning, and then we're moving up. Well, I would have compared that move to this move. And once we reach this area here around 35.60, 35.70, that's the pullback we had here. So it would have looked red on the 1 minute, but we're still green on the 5. So again, the higher time frame supersedes the smaller one, especially in a trend. So you're kind of determining there. And then I could zoom out even more. I could look at a 15. Well, guess what? We still have a good amount of time to go here on the 15-minute chart. So you kind of want to wait to enter and exit your trades. And the best time frame, like I said, is going to depend on you. But I hope this answer kind of you know guides you a little bit into, since you said you're a total newbie, to determine where you want to enter or not. Question for Jane, and then I want to put
Yeah.
Jane's screen back on.
All right. So I had. Ooh, let me move this up here. I want to take profit up there. Um, I took a little short, took a little profit on the short, and then now that we're above, I like to trade with both on because I'm so used to trading with my stock chart over here. Yes, I am in an NQ long right here. I have the bigger money level over here from the Qs is down at 742.13. So 35.45 is where their level is, and I'm in at 35.47. So until I see them flip this again, to me it's going to be a long. I do have, let's see, let's get rid of this puppy right here. I do have a fib on for the day, and looking to see, I like to use the fib from the low of, I'm going to adjust this one though, from the low of the overnight session or trading session. So today the low of the trading session was down here from the high of yesterday. And so it looks like we pretty much came back to about the 50 retracement. This 5-minute candle closed above. I also, once I get in, I like to look at the 45-minute. Hey, 45 minutes, they brought
Yeah,
it
I
back.
like that. I've
Yeah,
been looking at that 45-minute time frame, and it's crazy how many times the charts go crazy. Like they start, you get huge wicks or huge orders right at that 45-minute mark. Ever since you mentioned it, I've been observing it, and it's interesting. Doesn't
right. So
always happen, but more often than not, you'll see weird
yeah, it
action.
does, right? It's really
Um,
cool. And so,
yeah.
see, I see they just shifted. They're in the middle of positioning right now. Look, it's dancing. You see how it's dancing? It's going up, it's coming back.
Hmm.
I'm not doing that. That red line, that's their positioning. So now we could see that this maybe is going to go all the way up to 748. Sorry, 747, but definitely up to 744 13. So if I wanted to come over here, I look at the 15-minute. Okay, so what is that going to correspond to as a potential sell spot? Actually, kind of where I actually put it, just intuitively. I set it right there at just above, let's go to a 5-minute chart, even pull it back a little bit more. The high of this candle, which is crazy, like right at the body where this one opened.
Nice. I just closed my gold short, by the way, guys.
And I'm moving my stop up just to keep it in profit. If this were to go back down and they decide they want to sell and have it go against me, all right, well, I'm still gonna keep green on the trade. I've got to set up my bracket order so that when I get in, I have those profit loss. So that big loss that I had today was because I didn't hit confirm, right?
Yeah.
In the midst of travel too, it's something else. If you guys have a lot going on in your life, be aware. You can practice trading, right? I'm practicing with the simulator right now, corresponding, getting my own feeling with the futures. So practice as much as possible to understand
Indeed.
how your trading style matches. We're hitting a fib level as well on right over here. So maybe I'm going to pull it up a little bit more. Give myself the opportunity to lock the profit if it were to reverse right here and bring it back down. Also, look at this 5-minute chart. It came down, had a wick on a fib level to another fib level. The next one is all the way up here. So maybe I'm going to be a bit more aggressive and put it up here. Boom. No matter what, I'm going to be green. And if it pulls back right now, I'll still lock 50% of this fib level, right? It's hitting a Camarilla. Looking for it to, maybe it's going to stop out up here, but I'll continue. I'll see. We're stopping at this candle. Resistance. Computers read candles. People put their levels to sell at former resistance. So what I was going back to over here with the cues before I realized I got into a stop mess. I messed up my stops.
Voice saying, is it just me crazy enough to trade Dow Jones? You're not crazy, or maybe all of you guys are crazy, but I know Samir trades the Dow. I know Daniel trades the Dow, and because of your guys' influence, I've taken a couple of trades on the Dow, so I don't think you're
Nice.
crazy.
So now I'm on the 5-minute back to my original risk management. I like it back down to the 8 EMA, which is this purple line right here. So maybe I'll bring it just below right there. No matter what, I want to have this trade be a green trade. It's battling with the Camarilla right now. But back to what I was talking about with the economist. I can let that trade do its thing. February 21st, and over here, we come back. Not a 24-hour. Let's go to a weekly so we can see this more easily. Let's hide all my drawings. All right, you can see this. February 24th was really the beginning. It was a pause caution week. We had a doji for the week, and then it was down for 4 weeks after that. So maybe this week is going to be a doji top and then down for 4 weeks. How far down did we go from that close of the week of the 24th? We had an 8% retracement. So are we going to see that we're going to have another 8% retracement from this week if it was a doji? So we'll do it from here. And if we had an 8% retracement, that would bring us down to roughly, I can't see it right there. Roughly the blue line 677.81. So just above the 15 EMA. So maybe if we have a retracement in the next 3 weeks of the month, it'll bring us down to 672 area. 680 area.
672 on the Qs in percentage terms. How much is that?
8%.
8%.
Roughly 7.5%, 8%.
Okay.
So we could look at that as well to see. All right, come on, let's go. All right, are you in? Are you in on NQ?
Um,
There's a
Yeah,
nice
so
pocket right here.
I was thinking of scaling in.
If it can break on the next 5 minutes,
So
there's a nice
I took
pocket.
a quick scalp from, wait, give me 1 second.
So we've also got this sort of
I could
set
start
up where
scaling in.
it's testing a resistance. We're going to test flag test. Boom, right there, flag test. Watch it get stuck.
I feel like we need a second pullback, but I might be wrong.
No, we already had it. This is like this is a 1, 2. We're in the third leg. We could have this big push all the way up here now after this battle.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I just feel like, so let me show you what I'm thinking.
Yeah, go for it.
You like our transition screen?
I do. It's very nice.
So what I'm thinking is, if I'm just looking at the smaller time frames, right? We
Right?
pulled back into here. I think we're retesting this little area here. Of course, we could just totally break out from there, but I'm feeling like we need to pull back again towards those 30, call it 560s, and then break higher. So that's what I'm waiting for. I did take the trade. I did take a quick scalp from about here to here,
Very
right?
nice.
Made about half an hour there, so recovered. We're only a quarter hour in profit in loss on the NQ, and then on gold, I exited my trade. By the way, let me show you guys. Oh man, look at that!
Nice exit.
Nice exit, huh? All right,
You felt it.
I could actually start scaling in long right now.
I would wait
So
for the confirmation. Look at the
yeah, I'm gonna
descending
wait. I'm gonna
volume.
wait.
Look at the
I'm gonna wait.
descending volume going into that downward
Yeah.
trend.
So I want
All
to
right,
wait
now
for
I
more
would
of a
go.
pullback.
Look at this. We just broke long on this trend. If this candle can stay above, maybe I'll add a third.
All right. So we
Let's
broke
see if we
on
can
the
break this
NQ.
36.15. I will add a long there.
All right. Let me. Boyd has me curious. Let me look at the Dow. Man, wow, wow at the Dow.
Go ahead, put it on. Whoop.
Look at
Where's my? Oh,
this. Interesting move on the Dow. So this was the open. Right at 9:30, we exploded up, pulled back,
nice.
and we're kind of, doing a cupping formation. I don't know what's going to happen here. Will we go retest this, pull back, and continue higher? Or will the Dow do what it does sometimes? It's just go, did the move happen in the day, earlier in the day, and then it goes nowhere? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But interesting move here on the Dow. In the Dow, you treat the 30-minute like the 5-minute in the Nasdaq, okay? When it moves,
It's
yeah, when
slower
it moves,
moving.
it does move. Man, what a wick on the 30-minute.
All right, I'm out.
The
Recovered
Qs,
some of my. I'm gonna.
yeah, you see, that's kind of the feeling I was getting that we might need. Look, well, it's 40. It's 10:40, so it's happening a little bit earlier, but that's
Hey, we got a
exactly,
megaphone here.
and
We
it's
got a
thanks to
megaphone.
you. Like because of the time frame, I'm like, I want to wait. I feel
I'm
like
gonna
we
put it
need.
down here. Maybe they're gonna wick it down. Let's come over here on a 3 minute.
I feel like we need a deeper pullback before we.
And that makes sense because
And it's thanks to you. I forgot to mention it. It's because I saw the time. I'm like, it's 10:35. I don't know.
you
I'm
weren't
not
feeling
crazy about the
confident.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do
Um.
sort of have megaphones, right? So maybe it's going to come all the way back down here, 741.68. So I flipped it, right? We don't need to be
Okay.
biased. And it makes
Yep.
sense because you do tend to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Uh huh.
right? So this is a megaphone as opposed to a wedge. Have a great one, David. So we could have that
Thanks,
megaphone
Void.
sort of
Thanks. Yep.
move,
Hmm.
or that's void.
Yeah, it's Void.
Void A.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong. We're at the 38. We actually haven't hit that 23 yet. I'm going to invert. Hey, what is this?
Buyers might start stepping in soon. I see a little bit of volume. So we'll see. All right, I'm gonna start scaling in right now, but I'm expecting we might possibly get a deeper pullback.
There we go. Yeah, buy market. I'm going to, yeah, there we go. All right, put it down here. And looking for the move up to this candle. Let's
Okay,
confirm it this time.
looks like volume is coming in. So I just started scaling into the position now.
Yeah, we got some battle right there at that line.
Yeah, very often that first push is like a false breakout, and then you'll get the real one. But we might need to consolidate a little bit more, so we'll see. Not in a huge hurry today.
Oh, that look at that wick though. That's a nice wick on the
It's a
5
nice
minute.
wick. Yeah, it's a what nice wick.
It's a wiki wick.
Wiki wick. And okay, adding.
All right, I'll bring it up so that no matter what, I'm in profit on it. Just below the Camarilla here. We'll go Camarilla to Camarilla, which is kind of the fib to fib over here. Fib to fib.
Fib to fib.
And it's a 5 minute. Look at that. Look at that. All right, you know what? I'm gonna bring it on up. I'm gonna be more aggressive. Be aggressive. Go all the way.
That's it.
And if it doesn't, it's okay. I'm gonna pull it back to a 3 for my risk. Let's see where. Oh no, right here, 3. Let's see. It's been following the 15 pretty much on the 3. We got a nice little push here. Let's bring it back to the trend line break. How about that?
All right. I think I have most of the position I want on. Probably add 2 more contracts if it makes sense. But let's see.
Might get
Let's see what we
stuck right
get.
here because we had this was an area from before. Let's bring it back to the other. This one right here. Let's go 5 minute. Let's adjust. Okay. And where's their bigger money volume? So they sold a little bit here earlier. 742.56. 742.56. Pretty much the bottom of the 1030 candle. Okay. 1030 candle right here. Okay.
So let's see. Let me just show something really quickly.
Do it.
The
Steal the show.
so yeah, like I've started scaling in. We pulled back here. We tried to push up. I was expecting a deeper pullback, and I really wanted to add around, let's call it 560, so 30,560 around here for the continuation. I'm not 100% convinced yet that this can move up, right? Not 100% convinced that we'll see follow through on this because we're contending with this previous area here, and it might be a false breakout. But I don't want the same thing that happened this morning to happen to me, where it runs away without me. So I'm being cautious here. If I don't see follow through within, the next few minutes, I might get out and try to get back in, just to have a better price, because I feel this can really, if it's gonna go, it might really go. Because of, how the day looked at the beginning. We pulled back. We found buyers instantly, immediately. We didn't even get a second leg here, so it's showing pretty decent strength overall on the asset. So we'll see. I don't know if this move can be trusted just yet. At least if you're trading on a shorter time frame, just like I am. So we'll see. I don't want it to get below this low right here.
Took me out.
Yeah, below this low. And that's what
But
I was saying.
why
I
does it
think we
show
need
that I'm still in?
that you're still in.
Yeah, because I added another one. Here is their level. So here is they're testing their bigger money level right
Turn
now.
back on.
So it's a potential. If we see this go below here, I will definitely get out. If we rebound, yeah. Okay. There we go. No, no, no. Go up, up, up.
Yeah, we need quick follow through
We're good. We're
before
good.
11 o'clock. So
That's
if we
it. It's
don't
going to
get
continue screaming higher, I believe, because they brought it down. They changed their bigger money level over here. They changed their bigger money level. They came back, they tested it, they did not break below. And if we can hold right here,
if we can hold,
if.
because they're really trying to bring it lower.
No, no,
And
they're
I would,
battling it right now.
yeah, I
Well,
would I would want to see it
they're
go up
wicking it.
before. I would want to see it go up before 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
Some weird
that's it.
stuff
They're
usually
trying to
happen on the hourly.
position.
Yeah. Because we're right at a previous area of, a previous pocket of resistance. So I kind of want us to just squeeze out of there
All right, I'm making it a
within the
profit
next.
trade no matter what. If it comes back down and stops me out again, I'm totally okay with it.
Perfect.
All right, I'm out.
I'm still waiting.
I'll go smaller.
You trading micros or minis?
I'm trading M
Oh,
and
yeah,
micro.
the micros. All right,
If
I'm
I
gonna
go
look at
short, you know
gold.
what's going to happen, right?
Go short so my long can work.
All right, Colin, have a great one.
All right, Colin.
Confirm.
Awesome.
There we go. I hit the confirm this time. All right, let's buy. I got to learn the speed of. Okay.
But oh yeah, you said you don't have your brackets. I was gonna.
Yeah. Confirm.
Mhm. All right, it's starting to look like what I want it to look like.
Where's your 1 minute? Let me put it on the 1 minute. Let's see what that battle looked like on the
I
one
could
minute.
show. Oh, okay.
Oh, it's good. It's good. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4. We're about to into the fifth leg here on this battle.
Yeah, we
It
want this
is.
to explode up. We've had decreasing volume though, so we'll see if the volume can step back in. I should probably open my. Let me switch and see if I can see the order flow.
Oh yeah, let's see. Ooh, look at that. What's this?
Switch.
Whoop. Settings. Options. Contained. Free. Window image. Tools. Tools?
Yeah,
Market
it's
depth.
in tools.
No.
No, it's the flow map, but it's not gonna show on this version. Um, I have to switch. Okay, I'm gonna.
Battling again over here. We've got
Yeah, it's
this.
battling. There's a lot of. I'm gonna show you
We've
something
got
real
this
quick.
right here. We got another battle going on right there. Let's bring
So,
this up. Yeah, I'm not liking it.
So a lot of orders
Inverted.
sitting
I
around
inverted.
those six. Okay. A lot of orders. You see the reds here. A lot of orders sitting around those 620s, 624,
All right,
625.
there you go.
So we have to push through this. If we're able to push through, hopefully, we could squeeze. But not 100% convinced yet. I
They
don't like
moved
the
their
fact.
level up again.
Okay. We need to push past those 624, 625s,
What the heck
and
is
we
that
need to
yellow line
do
right
it
there?
decisively with volume.
I'm wondering what that yellow line is.
What
I didn't
yellow
have that
line?
yellow line there. Oh, maybe I
Oh,
did.
on yours?
Oh, it's on a 45. Haha, that's why.
Yeah, there's heavy orders around those 624s.
Sorry, gotta do it.
No
I gotta
problem.
cancel. Look, they keep moving their price. It's all the way up here. Right here.
So I need to see. Okay, we're seeing some volume here, a little bit. You see those green bubbles are getting bigger. They're
Nice. Oh,
not
you're on
aggressive
Bookmap?
enough. Well, it's flow map, the one that they have on Black Arrow, but it's not on the version that you have.
Okay.
The one, it needs to be on the ultra. Okay, now we're getting into these orders, the red lines.
Inverted.
We need to push through them with volume. So 630, we need to absorb them really fast with volume. Let's see what we get. I don't see the volume rising enough just yet. We touched, pushed back. So buyers are trying to step in. I'm looking at my tick chart here. All
It's
right,
coming. We
it's
gotta break this
coming. We
camarilla.
broke the 620s. We got to the 30s. See some orders sitting still there at 626, but we need to push
No.
decisively. Otherwise, we're just waking up and it's going to move down.
All right. You know what? I'm sticking to short now. It
All
feels
right.
like it's going to
Yeah,
kick the
you're
bucket
waking.
at 54, 55.
But we'll see. It might be another one to induce the short, so they wick you down and then they reverse it right back up. So I'm
Yeah.
staying long, but we'll see. Again, you're trading very, very fast, so you're fine. You're totally fine. I want to hold this for at least, I don't know, an hour.
We're just above.
So the good sign is I don't see any orders around 625. They've moved up a little bit at 627, 630, 633, 37, 36.
They're
But
hitting
didn't
that, they're hitting to me the 23% retracement and looking for that to pull back maybe down to the 50% from here if it cannot follow through.
Yep, let's see. I have to say though, when it grinds up slowly like that, it tends to be a good sign that
Yeah.
just shorts are just hitting out, hitting out, hitting out, and then we get that explosion to the upside. Man, look at this. There's so many orders sitting up there.
Yeah.
Between 630 and 630, let's call it 653. A bunch of orders sitting up there. So they're holding it down. Hopefully we could squeeze those shorts. I don't know if you're short.
I'm short. It's
Okay.
okay. I'm putting on my arrows. Come on.
Let me switch to your screen.
I'm down on the quick trades of reversing. I've given the
I'm
guidelines.
fine. I'm fine with
It's
it
got to stay
wicking
within
down.
the arrows there.
Within the arrows. Okay.
So
I'm
they
fine
have,
with it wicking down and then waking back up.
yeah, because we've got this Camarilla right here. And we have one up here too. So we sort of have them. You know what I could add on? All right, here we go. Did they just move it again? They moved it. No, it's still there. If I go to a 1 minute,
Man, Nvidia's moving down. Apple's pushing up. Okay, Apple green, Tesla green, Microsoft. Looking at the overall market. What about the gold?
I'm going against the big money though, so that's not a good thing. Three minutes
Let's
to 11.
see. 3 minutes to
Minutes. To
11.
them figuring out their position. Is it going to kick the bucket?
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Doesn't look like it. It's an ascending triangle. There we go. All right.
All right.
Look at your patience.
You said my patience?
Yeah, I said, look at your patience.
No, I mean, that was the plan. I'm just following the plan.
I know, I know.
I didn't follow it to the T because I had a way better entry that I exited out of, but we're just
All right,
waiting.
here, confirm. How come it's not changing my time frame? Oh, there we go.
But I think they might try to push it lower. IG 62078. Yeah, I've been long NQ. I'll just show you something really quickly since you're
I like it to
new.
the long now.
I like it to the long side, but I don't trust it. So, because I don't have a great position. So, remember this morning, IG 6207. I said we
IG.
needed to wait for a pullback, right? So, we had the push up and then we got the pullback. I actually got in there and then I got a quick scalp from here to here. Why? Because I expected this to continue and pull back around here before we got the true move. But that did not happen. So as we've recovered here, I gradually added to my contracts. But we are contending with two things, well, to three things actually. We are trying to push here against this previous level, number one. Number two, it's about to be 11 o'clock, so the London close is going to happen, and we get a lot of volume and sometimes weird price action there. And then if you really zoom out and look to the left, we are contending with, you told me about prior day highs. We're getting into that previous day's pocket. So we're right here. So a lot of things not yet in our favor. The only thing that could, well, not the only, but one of the things that could help us is if a lot of people are positioning themselves short and the buyers are able to overpower them, we will get, a mini short squeeze. So we'll get a fast move to the upside. So if we could get some volume to come in right on the close at 11 o'clock, then that'll be good
Which
for
it is
us.
right now.
Which it is, but I don't, until we kind of do like a
Three
nice
minutes
move.
usually. It's like 3 minutes that it usually will take.
Yeah. If we get a good move up there, then we'll be good.
I'm keeping it. I'm making it a little mini profit. Oh, it says zero. There, I'm out. But
Okay,
I'd
so
rather have that happen than it go crazy down against me.
yeah.
Because right now, this is the minute of craziness.
Let's see what happens. What I
There we
want is what is starting to want to happen here. I want a candle to move from at least where it is right now all the way to, let's call it, about this much to
Ooh.
here. Then I'll be more convinced in the 670s. And then I'm expecting a pullback around the 680s to 690s because they're probably going to front run that $30,700 level. And then we'll maybe get another pullback. So we'll see. The good thing is, though, when you do proper risk management, I was able to recover my loss here on gold. So that's the short. That's where I got out. And waiting for a pullback there for maybe a push to the upside. So we'll see. We will wait and see. But guess what? It is 11
It's
o'clock.
11.
So I think we're going to have to love you and leave you guys. But just keep in mind that you might see some type of pullback to maybe here and then a move up. But time will tell. We'll see.
For sure. All right, David. It's been awesome. I'll see you next week.
Yes, indeed. Take care. All right,
All right.
guys. See you
Thanks.
soon.
Bye.